So before we go into the door to go confront Porky, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the history of Porky. Now you might be wondering, why do I need to do this? Well, and that's because some of you guys who are watching, namely Turnips, I don't know if anyone else haven't played Earthbound. And the reason I want to go over this is because, as far as you know right now, Porky is just kind of a traditional, everyday villain that you probably don't really care much about. But I think if you understand the history of Earthbound, you'll understand just why Porky is the way he is. And that's really the biggest reason I want to do this. So, before I begin though, I'm going to mention a couple things. First of all, because he's been called Porky throughout the entirety of Mother 3, I'm going to be referring to him as Porky. In the English version of Earthbound, he was actually called Pokey, which apparently was a mistranslation according to Tomato, the guy that translated Mother 3. So I'm going to call him Porky for the sake of continuity, for those of you, the sake that I've been calling him that in Mother 3, and that's what he is in Mother 3. The second thing is, this is going to be covering the story, some very key aspects in the storyline of Earthbound, so this will have major spoilers. So if you don't want to have the game of Earthbound spoiled for you, then I kind of recommend that you skip this section. Or at the very least, I don't know, but it's up to you. It's your call. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's get started on the history of Porky. Neighbor to Ness, Porky's the eldest son of Aloysius and Larda Minch. He has a younger brother named Picky, who has a very minor role in Earthbound. Aloysius and Lardna are extremely rich and have apparently loaned Ness's dad a ton of money, thus the reason he can give your money for your battles in the game. Anywho, Porky lives in a seemingly unhappy life, as his parents seem to not care much about him at all, nor Picky. As such, he's kind of a jerk, though we can't really say for sure because we don't know him beyond the opening hours of the game, since the game never really talks about the past or Ness's history or Porky's history, so we can only assume. He does seem to have a soft spot for his brother Picky though, so perhaps Porky has some good inside of him. But there's one thing that's for sure though, Porky does not have a good home life. After the meteor falls at the beginning and stuff, you go to the crash site with Porky, after he sweet talks and also mocks your mom, to go and find Picky, who has apparently gotten lost up there or something. When you get there, a being from the future has traveled from, the future, bearing a message that a being called Gigas is going to take over and destroy the world. He then speaks of a chosen one which Porky naturally believes is him, but obviously, since Ness is the protagonist of the game, that would be Ness. Shortly after, you head back home, and then we see more of the treatment of Porky at his home. In the English version of the game, because of Nintendo's policy for content in their games and child abuse, essentially, what happens here is completely different. Porky, Picky, and his father go upstairs, and in the English version, you hear a simple sound effect that lasts for about a second, and find out that Porky and Picky just don't get dessert for a very long time, and that's really all that happens in that one. In the Japanese version, however, Aloysius gives them 100 spankings and is accompanied by a somewhat loud and stronger sound effect, which kind of brings home the whole point of Porky and Picky's treatment, and my whole theory behind Porky, really, which we'll cover later. So after all of this, Ness begins his journey to the Your Sanctuary locations, gets telepathically communicated by Paula telling him she's imprisoned, blah blah blah. After arriving in Tucson and uncovering the conspiracy of the Happy Happiest, you eventually find the place Paula was kidnapped. But as it turns out, the cultist group wanted to use her as a sacrifice for their cult. Shortly before you rescue her, who shows up but Porky himself. He was conspiring with the leader of the cult and was a major leader in it too. He sends some goons after you, but you fight them and win, and now Paula is free and in your party! Yay! So after a bit more gameplay, you end up in Forsyth, the biggest town in the game. Turns out Porky and his father have been busy. They're working as the business consultants for the mayor, Mr. Geldegard Monotoli. Porky's been living a good life, and apparently can get to places way faster than you can. But it also turns out the mayor was being controlled by the Mani Mani statue, same as the Happy Happiest cult. This is also the cause of Paula's kidnapping in the department store. She gets kidnapped a lot, but there is reason for it, which we'll explore later. So now that Porky has lost his puppet, essentially, and his means of cash, you try to find him and track him down, and surprise surprise, he escapes via helicopter, which he later crashes in a place called the Deep Darkness later on in the game. So after these events, you don't really see Porky for a while. And really, you don't even encounter him until the end of the game, which you later find out he steals the Phase Distorter, a device that allows him to travel to the Cave of the Past, where Gigas lurks in the past, obviously. This was created by Jeff's father, Dr. Andonitz, as the only means of traveling back in time. Some more things happen which I won't go over because this is the story of Porky more than anything else, and Dr. Andonitz creates another Phase Distorter. You travel into the past and confront and defeat Gigas by trapping your soul in robot bodies so you can survive even being in the caves, in the first place. When you arrive at the lair, you walk on what are famously linked to as body parts, though they're probably not, but you can't deny they kinda do look like entrails, and you come in contact with Porky for the final time. Porky, however, has turned blue just like all the other human enemies in the game, whom you fought but have apparently been taken over by Gigas. So now Porky is being manipulated by Gigas, which is kinda strange because he calls Gigas an almighty idiot, and just thinks of him as generally stupid. So I theorize here a bit that maybe Gigas just influences people strongly, but they still retain their ability to think freely. And I wonder if maybe Porky allowed himself to be taken over by Gigas for power. Anyway, after you fight Porky, while having a giant Ness face stare at you for the whole fight, you eventually defeat him. But before you can deal the final blow, he pulls one last move. He pulls the plug. So now because of him, you have to fight a being so powerful that none of his moves even make sense to human senses, a being that was influenced by what Itoi thought was a rape scene from a movie he accidentally stumbled on as a kid, a being who mutters some of the most iconic lines in video games, including saying your name 20 times and talking about how good he feels, and in fact cannot be defeated by you, except only by the power of prayer, which Paula can do, as well as the rest of humans on Earth and the players themselves, aka you, which if you ask me is the best usage I've seen in a video game for the usage of the player entering their name. And so, after the strangest and scariest battle I've ever experienced in a video game, which I quite literally had a nightmare the night I beat Earthbound the first time, Porky just kinda disappears. You get back home in the ending only to find a letter from him which reads, "Come and get me, loser, spankety spankety spankety." Obviously, we know where he went. So, that's a really brief summarization and history of one of my favorite villains in video games, Porky. In a way, he's one of the most human video game villains ever conceived. Throughout the game, it's implied that all he wants is to be friends with Ness. He wants someone to accept him. During the happiest section of the game, Porky hopes to still be friends with you even after all he had done. He had no friends growing up despite being neighbors with you. Maybe Ness just ignored him or Ness never left the house. Maybe his family never allowed the two of you to meet. Who knows? But if things had been different, Porky wouldn't have been the way he was. And he was basically abused by his parents, and in turn it culminated a bunch of hatred in his heart. And at the end of it all, he's become twisted. I think part of his insanity also stemmed not just from him losing his mind naturally, but Gigas' influence created a twisted reality inside his mind. And it is this reality that stems the story and events of Mother 3. After all, if Porky had never traveled in time when he did, and had Ness been able to stop him then and there at the Cave of the Past, none of the tragedies that befell Mother 3 would have happened. But can we really blame Porky for this? It's almost as if he himself has no true idea of what he's doing, as if he's still in a sense being controlled not by Gigas, but by his own hatred. And in this sense, Porky truly is a tragic villain. And that's why I love him so much as a villain. His cause of doing things isn't his own, and the game never explicitly tells you any of this. It's all up to your interpretation. Maybe I'm just seeing things in my own light, but to me, this is my version of Porky. But again, for me, the characters are what make them other games, and Porky, although I hate him for what he's done, is one of my all-time favorite characters. Alright, so hopefully that clears some things up and helps you appreciate Porky a little bit more as a character. And with that, let's get to the episode. Hey guys, PrinceLaharlkun here, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Mother 3. In the last episode, we defeated the natural killer Cyborg, and we also made our way up the Porky Tower while playing some minigames. And in this episode, we're going to be making our way down this really long hallway that consequently has some very familiar music to those of you who've played Earthbound or even Mother 1. Alright you guys, so here's a boat, obviously, but this is a very special part of the game that I'm sure some of you will recognize, especially those of you who've played Mother 2, aka Earthbound. For those of you who don't know, all of the stuff that you're seeing right here is stuff from the previous games. And it's really just a really big nostalgia trip for fans of the series and who played the game. So for those curious, the song that was playing right there was actually Pollyanna, which is the series' most well-known song. So yeah, that's a really, really nice song, and I really like this section, because this game is actually the very last Mother game that will ever be made. So really, this boat trip just kind of represents the history of the game and is a really good way to end off the series, I think. So now we come into this room, and there's actually a present here, but it's the pencil eraser. Now if we use the pencil eraser right here, for some weird reason the iron pencil statue was erased. This is actually a reference to Earthbound, in which you have to get the pencil eraser in order to get rid of a statue. In the original Japanese version of Mother 2, it was actually an octopus, takoyaki to be more specific, but in the English version they changed it to a pencil. So, with that out of the way, it was one final save frog, and I'm going to heal. I need it. I didn't realize that Kumatora was that low. So now that we're done with that, let's go to the final door. Walk up these stairs, because we have a score to settle with Porky. What will Porky look like? What kind of being could be so cruel that he would cause so much pain and suffering for an entire family, for an entire village of people? Well, let's find out. The beginning of the end. The end of everything. And that's Porky, you guys. That right there, that person, is the very one that caused so much suffering and pain to all of the villagers, to Lucas. Let's be friends. I'm Porky. I'm really just this meek little boy. Please dote over me more. Please talk to me like good boys and girls. You know, just like me. Yeah, I don't think we will. That's not very nice, now is it? Actually, I'm not very nice either. Oh god, he just exploded. That is not good. How did... Oh god, that's not good either. Okay, so here is a mini-boss, pretty much. These are the Mecha Porkies. What's going to happen in this fight is 7 or 8 of them are going to appear. And each of them have somewhere around 800 HP. This is a pretty long fight, so you're going to want to start by using Refresh. Refresh is going to help a lot in this fight. Now, because there's so many of them, PK Ground is actually a very ineffective move here. So generally what you want to do with Kumatora is actually Lightning Omega. Because PK Ground is actually only best for single target enemies, thus its ability to kill bosses. So you want to use PK Thunder Omega, because Fire and Ice don't have much of an effect. And here's a one-time song as well that's really good. Now the problem with using PK Thunder is obviously because it hits multiple targets, you run into that problem. And of course, when you kill one of them and get their HP down to 0, they kind of explode. And when they do explode, there's no way you can reduce it with the shield. And they'll also make little, sometimes they won't attack you and make little jokes. I'm pretty sure that's also a reference to Earthbound for the beginning of the game. Not shield, let's do defense up. There we go. I'm pretty sure that's a reference to the beginning when, Porky will join your party temporarily. You can't control him, but he acts as a guest party member, just kind of like at the beginning of Mother 3, this game. Mother 3, this game, like you didn't know that. Way to go, me. So this fight's actually going to take a while. Now you don't want to use anything besides Thunder on them, because they all come with reflective shields, and that really sucks. You don't want to have PK Love, or whatever your move is, reflected back on you. That would not be good. So this fight ends up taking a while. So it's not a terribly tough battle. Yeah, see, here's the explosion. It does a lot of damage. And see, there's another one there. So this fight could potentially take a while. If you have bombs or anything with Boney, those are also good. I should actually use those. I'm gonna have to heal with Lucas here on this turn. I can't quite combo them. That's really the best thing you can do for this with everyone else is to use combos. But if I were you, I'd try to avoid doing too much damage too fast, because if they all explode, then you'll be taking somewhere around a good 240 or so damage. You have a super bomb, you can use that. And, you have, bombs too, so you should use those. Oh god, that actually managed to kill him. I didn't expect that to actually do that. Then Kumatora gets her turn, and Lucas is dangerously close to dying. That's fun. I like it when Lucas is close to dying. I don't know about you guys. And of course it didn't hit anyone. Figures. Go, Duster, go! Nice. Not nice! Oh no! Go, 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 go! Go, Lucas, go! Oh, thank God for refresh. Thank God for refresh. And now you understand why refresh is so amazing. Okay, we're good. We are good. Okay, I'm gonna use Life Up Omega again because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna kill one of them. Oh, that was close. So you can see how Thunder can be really dangerous in this fight, but it's also incredibly useful. See, I actually killed the back one, wow. I don't normally do that. He's gonna explode too, watch. Ha! I called it. I could write this. No, not really. So they're all gone now. Yay, we win, right? Right? Why is the battle still going on? Besides the fact that I'm healing. Guys? Oh, look, another one. And he'll call for help. And summon a Scrapped Robot and a Fright Bot. Neither of these guys are any good, because the Scrapped Robot is a weaker version of the robots we fought earlier, and the Fright Bot is the Fright Bot that we fought back in, shoot, what was that place called? I forgot the name of the place. Saturn Valley. Jeez. How could I forget a place like that? You have anything else? You don't have anything else. And then I can use Boney to use a sprinting bomb. There we go. See, the Porky bots also have a lot of HP. Well, not HP, defense. Yeah, see, the Scrapped Robot's already down. Yeah, focus on the Pork Bot. Or the Fright Bot, that works too. The Fright Bots have an annoying amount of HP too, so... But they go down really easily, as you can see. They are older enemies. And then he'll keep calling for help, and we'll get to see some enemies from... previous game, from way back at the beginning of the game, really. I'm gonna have her... save. Okay. There we go. But unfortunately, it does not quite look like we're done because hello, Porkbot number 7. Actually, have a life up. I'm gonna wait on that. And then do that. There we go. The Slither Hen, of course, would die really quick. And then let's get everyone healed up back here. Yeah, this fight just takes a while. That's really all there is to it. It's not terribly tough, but if you don't have a refresh or a life up, they can life up Omega. It can be pretty tough, and oh my gosh. I guess I am just gonna have to use Thunder. Here we go. See the Scrapped Robot's got less health. We fought that walrus thing back there. I can't remember the name of it. Sad face. And I can't seem to combo. What the heck is that thing? Walrus. I have never... Nice poser. I've never seen that thing before. That is weird. Okay. Oh, of course he explodes when I get a combo. Whatever. He's down. Now I just have to take out these guys. Which we should be able to I was gonna say, if I missed all of those, I was gonna be so mad. That works. And that also works. Cool. Oh, come on! One after the other, even more Mecha Porkies join the fight. Well, that's fun. All of us... Oh, hello. It was the DCMC! Hey guys! Baccio jumped out in front. Sweet. Tondagasa. Dramatic climaxes are when unruly dudes like us get to shine. Oh hey, Shimmy. Seems this Master Porky guy was trying to use us to brainwash everyone. I say it's high time we screw up his idiotic plans. Wow, they're getting constant... What? How come you guys get to fight the weak Porkies? That's not fair. Ha! We ain't gonna let this Porky freak have his way. Oh man. What, that guy can one-shot that one? Man. Hello, OJ. Orange juice. We're gonna make you pay for all the bad stuff you've done. Get ready, it's punishment time. Man. I'll take it. And you get a decent amount of EXP and Boney levels up. Sweet. Oh, whoa, hello, Flint. Come, Boney. Lucas, this is it. This is finally it. Aw. Oh, hell, Wes, wow. Where are they all coming from? Have we managed to corner the enemy, or have we all been dragged here? I suppose it doesn't matter either way. Right, Duster. Oh, and it's Alex and, can't remember his name, and Lighter and Fuel. And Dr. Andinitz, too. Come a little closer, so I can see your face better. Whoa. Got a coughing problem, it looks like now. Oh, is that what you look like? I was the one who brought you here. A traveler who has journeyed to and from past and future. I'm the most clever, most charming, and most troublemaking boy ever. Master Porky Minch. Oh man. This is getting intense, you guys. I welcome you once again, you weak hangers-on pretending to be the last survivors of this world. Spankety, spankety, spankety. Oh man. Porky looks a lot different than I imagined he would. That is... You resorted to blanking your memories to create a new world, where humanity's past failures would never be repeated. How stupid can you be? No matter how much you change the rules, no matter how much you refuse to admit defeat, in the end, the creatures known as people will always sign their own death warrant by acting out of stupidity and evil. And then, mankind will be gone for good. You could have been happy if only you would have done as I did, and obediently followed the visionary, selfish desires of a great hero. Why is it you struggle to cling to life with such puny minds, pitiable bodies, and feeble hearts? Well, no matter. The curtain is about to fall on this pathetic little play of yours, because soon the power of power will be mine. The world and everything in it has been my oyster so far, and now I'll end it all by acquiring the ultimate power. Though everything so far has been fun and games, I've given you many a concession. I was bored out of my mind and wanted to play something more thrilling, you see. But now that we're face to face like this, I won't hold anything back. My slave, My lifeless son will pull the final needle for me. And the moment he does, the dragon should awaken and do as I want. At which time, I assume you fools will return into garbage dust or something, and finally disappear for good. I'll admit, that is kind of sad, but I would be crushed under the weight of boredom if it were any other way. Porky, you talk too much. Do you understand now? Do you understand the sadness Master Porky bears now that he's godlike? Oh, crap, what is that? It's like he pulled an alarm or something. That is not good. Oh. You love your little dramatic plays, so this couldn't have come at a better time for you. It seems the 7th and final needle has just been located deep underground below here. Oh, crap, that is not good. I refuse to help you anymore. Aw, thanks, Mr. Andonuts. Wait, you were helping him? What? I assume you want to pull it too, right, Lucas? Why not go and check it out then? I'm even being fair enough to tell you where it is. That really will make this game all the more fun. Oh, but I think I'll use my shortcut to give myself a head start, if you don't mind. Bring it on. If you can catch up to me, that is. Here, you can use this elevator all you want. Spankety, spankety, spankety. Okay, I'm getting really tired of doing that. I'm sorry. Oh, that's convenient, I suppose. Okay, that's not good. That is one really fast-moving elevator. I love the sprites here that they use. I really do. It's implied that you're going really fast too. But man, so that was Porky, huh? He looks a lot worse for the wear than I thought he would. How far down is this thing gonna go? Man, we've been falling for a while. Holy crap. But as you can see, guys, it's not quite over just yet. We've still got a little bit to go. This elevator, oh man. Well, that's one way. Wow. I wonder how far down we went. Did we go to the center of the earth or something? At least we're okay. That's good. Oh. Well, that's interesting. I hate to do this now, but I've never had this happen before, but, Lucas is feeling strange. And when Lucas feels strange, it actually has the equivalent of making it so that your controls are pushed into random directions. So I thought my controller messed up at first. Let's talk to Duster. Lucas. Lucas, there's something that has me concerned. Could you let me go on ahead first? Well, I kinda don't want you to because No, you're gonna go with us. Just say yes and don't ask why, okay? But we just... You know how long it's been since we've seen you though, Flint? Okay. If that's what you want. Thanks. Don't ask why. But if it seems like I've been gone a long time, then go ahead and keep going. Well, I mean, you gotta admit though, all this time and he's just gonna run off like that? We can't let him go on alone. You gonna go? Yeah, Kumatora. I mean, we have to. It's Flint, he can't just... I don't know. Also, if you walk slowly here and don't run, you'll actually hear a really cool echo effect with your footsteps that you don't hear anywhere else as far as I know. If you run though, it just plays the normal sound effects. But it's worth noting that, but we're still going down, even after that elevator ride. Man, just how far down does this thing go? Oh gosh, and now there's a ladder that goes down? And even more ladders? Jeez. This is insane. Although, I guess it does make sense if... And now, here we are. We are at the final dungeon of the game, you guys. Inside here is the very last area of the game. It's also worth noting that once you start that Porky area, you cannot go back. That is the point of no return. And there is no going back after this point. So we're stuck here. At the end of this area and the fights that are leading up to this point in the game are pretty much just... This is going to determine the fate of the world, you guys. We're here. And I don't think we're going to be planning on losing. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and next time on Mother 3, we'll be moving onwards. See you guys later.